Dear monastic sanghas and all Zen practitioners, in our practice Hoto, we mainly focus on the doubt, but somehow our habitual patterns in our life um, is stronger than our Hoto or doubt. So um, they are very become very obstruct, our practice. So when we come into this practice, uh, we go in the opposite directions of our habitual patterns. So when we come into this practice, we sit a lot, we do the walking meditation a lot, and this kind of method creates the very difficult for the mind on the body as well. So because this is the practice, we're going upstream. Is it's going the opposite of our normal old habits. Let's say that if we, usually practice our addiction, let's say watching Netflix or gambling, we able to sit, very long time without complaining. But when we come to this practice, our mind doesn't like that. So when people come into this practice in monastery, the Buddha, the patriarchs, they have to come up with the precepts, come up with the regulations that help us to or guide us into the right path. So slowly we able to alleviate all the bad habits. So in order for us to practice correctly on this path, we have to we always have this strong thoughts about birth and death. And when we have this strong determination to solve in birth and death, then it's going to help us to strengthen in our practice. Even though we say we have this strong belief in our mind, but we don't have this strong determination that what to practice, then it's become nothing. So we rely on the words teaching of the patriarch, the word teaching of the Buddha. We follow the models of our senior practitioners, and so that we able to follow them. And what if without the worst teaching of the Buddha, the patriarchs, um, then we would follow our own habitual patterns, fall into the wrong path. So from the original practice, there were like 12 weeks of the 7-day retreat. And this is really deep in the practice. We go into the opposite of our old habits, and it feels really, really painful with the body and mind. So each week is it build up, this determination from the pain of the body, uh, uh, and long sitting, and slowly, each week go by, the body is gonna get used to it until the 12th week, the final week, and the practitioner able to overcome a lot of emotionally and physically pain. It's just like when we move to a new town, a new home. Maybe we feel really strange. Uh, we don't feel comfortable when we go to a new or move to a new place. But slowly, the times, we're gonna get used to the new environment. Or another example, when we meet new people, they have new behaviors, new thoughts, new habits. We feel very uncomfortable, but the more we get used to these people, the more it's gonna be okay. So when we uh, come into this practice, it's gonna be the same thing. So people that come to the retreat, they cannot get used to the hours of the retreat, the sleeping patterns, and so on. So let's say if you're at home, you're gonna get you feel comfortable with your environment, or your temple. But when you go to the new place or the retreat, you have to follow the new rules, the new conducts that this environment is already exists. So we have to practice to get used to the new environment, from the environment, from the people, from the food, from the activities, from the thoughts, and so on. Um, we have to get used to them. So from the speech, you have to watch out for uh, the way you talk. So this is the environment here is very decent compared to the old time. It's much tougher. Um, so this is the environment that's we able to see all the um, our old habitual patterns. This is the environment that's helped us to uh, loosen up all the habitual patterns, and we loosen up all the tightness that we biting into ourselves. So this is an analogy. The ocean. The ocean is a vastness. The ocean has the openness. Um, is already exists. Um, it doesn't obstruct anything. Is as itself. So same thing with uh, the Dharma, the ocean Dharma, as they are, and it's, it doesn't obstruct any but our mind. So it's basically help us to achieve our uh, Buddhahood. So in the old meditation house, we can see that the size with the four words. This is the Zen hall for the enlightened one. So this is the teaching that we have to respect the each individual Buddhahood. So we should come back to ourselves and loosen our old habits, so we can dedicate our time to the practice, so we won't waste all the resources, the donations of the people that donate for us for our practice. So as this time we will take questions. So anyone have any question, please raise your hands. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Miss Yip, please go ahead. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha, dear Thầy, dear monastic sanghas, and all Zen practitioners. I have these questions relate to your explanations long time ago. You gave this example about people like they like to get used to live in a sewage place, impure. But we like that comfort zone. We like the impure zone. But when the wise one take us out of that place and put us in the uh, pure place like the Zen hall, but you don't feel comfortable. So can you explain more about that analogy? So um, so this is the teaching by the Buddha, the patriarchs, the Buddha teaches about the people try to analyze the figures of the elephants. Or another analogy is the frog sitting in the bottom of the well, or the blind man try to figure out the elephants. So the blind people, they only use the feelings on their touching, so they're able to sense their surrounding. So if people take them out of their comfort zone, they cannot really feel comfortable about it. So this is just like us. We attach to our view, and when people take us out of our view, we not feel comfortable. So Zen Master Likwa, he used this example of the teaching that people, they feel comfortable stay in the restroom in the very strong odor place, very dirty, but because the four walls are basically very close to them, and they feel comfortable in that small zone. But when the wise teachers, take them out of that restroom, toilet, and take them to the Zen hall, the big Zen hall, but that blind person doesn't like it at all, because we deeply attached to our ego. So this is an analogy or a metaphor about um, our view, our prajna. We don't like to be able to taught by the prajna, but we attach to our own view. So this is another analogy about our view. So when our eyes is basically cloudy, very cloudy, uh, we cannot see very clearly, and when we um, uh, press our eyes, and we may see a lot of stars. Uh, so this is the teaching of the Zen master saying that we are fully see things from our view, and we attach to that view as the truth. But the wise ones, they say that those are the illusion view, very elusive view. That's not the truth. And when you able to treat your eyes, uh, and your eyes able to see clearly. So because of these four views, we have to continuously treat, treat the view day after day. Otherwise, the elusive view is going to come back. So it's just like the disease in the eyes. We continue to treat it until it's completely healed. So this is all about our sickness of the mind. So this is one of the examples that the Buddha taught us, that we are in this ignorant world. So in order for us to get out of this ignorant world, we have to practice correctly. And when we able to dissolve it, our elusive mind uh, completely clear. So just like when if we still in this dream, uh, and we're not awakened yet, so we still in this dreams, and we cannot see the reality, the truth. So we have to wake up. So just for the eyes problem, we need to uh, have the right treatment in order for us to see clearly. Does that make sense? Yes. Thank you. So, Miss Pháp Ngọc, please go ahead. Can you ask your question again? So this question is related to the awakened mind, and not how is compared to the the elusive mind. And the second question, I cannot really hear her. So when we talking about um, comprehension, comprehension is not awakened. It's still on the thinking. But when we talking about realized mind, the realized mind is when you completely leave the source of thinking mind, uh, leaving the subject and object. So when you practice the prajna, the prasna is gonna sweep out all um, the five uh, the five consciousness or the five aggregations. So when we're talking about this body, this body contains the fire, water, earth, wind. So basically, this body is maintained by the five elements. So we borrow this body, and this body doesn't have its own self, its own. But because we attach this body is naturally has its own progress from birth to death, from birth, old age, sickness, and death, as a process. But because we attach to this real body, we attach to this the four great elements as us. We never have a real true name, but because our parents, they temporarily give us this name, and who, say bad thing about our name, we become very angry. And this is the fault of our uh, thinking, our view. And this is because of our ignorance. It creates the whole drama. So this body is just temporarily borrowed uh, from the five elements, and when we died, we buried and become earth, and when we cremate it, it become ashes. So it's nothing. It's belong to us, and we attach to it, and we want to continue, and we immediately uh, go to another rebirth, become a buffalo, become animals, and if we become reborn into a human, and we attach to our knowledge, we attach to our intelligence, we think we are the best in the world, um, and all this just temporarily, and one uh, life you are intelligent people, and that intelligence is gone, it's disappeared, and it's no longer yours. So when we attach to our intelligence, and we see that other people, they don't have like yours intelligence, and this become a very big obstacle for our practice. So the five skandhas are uh, the hidden place for our ignorance. And when we're talking about known, then there's unknown. It's always go in pair. Uh, when we're talking about prosperity, We talking about pull, um, and when we're able to realize this, we have to uh, come into the practice. We have to come into a waking moment. Uh, so, in order for us to use the prasna, you have to come into this phase of practice. Um, the Buddha, the the Zen masters, the patriarchs, they want us to come into um, awakening, but not just understand. So the second question is about realizing the Dharma. So in order for us to realize the Dharma, we have to truly come into the awakening. So based on your practice, um, it's coming to the letting go or exhausting our self attachment. So during the Buddha time, the Buddha, each word the Buddha say, you know, the practitioners they able to realize the teaching of the Dharma right away, immediately, and they come into the full realization. Um, so, like the Buddha said, that you rely on the Dharma, but not the person. So you need to rely on the true, the absolute teaching, but not um, the skillful teaching. So when we're talking about fully realize the Dharma, you have to go all the way into the practice, fully practice. But when you say that people say they realize the Dharma with without the practice, that is not uh, true realization. So when the Buddha raised up the lotus on the Linson or the mountain, Raja mountain, the Buddha raised up the lotus, and that is when Mahaskasipa received the true teaching. That is the true Dharma. So she asked another question. So the question is maybe related to the terminologies of in Buddhistology. So when people say that the uh, realization, again, this is related to the realization. So in worldly life, people they use realization a lot. When they realize the math problem, or they realize something that they discover. Um, so in the Dharma, uh, we have different topics. maybe is just like math problems, and people they realize one Dharma. So in the worldly, we also have Dharma, the Dharma of how to do the agriculture, how to the Dharma of how to make tofu, uh, the Dharma how to raise the farm, the politics, and so on. So that those are the worldly Dharma. So people, that even the Dharma teacher, they teach different topics of the Dharma. So those are the Dharmas, the teaching. Those are the relative conventional still. But for the absolute realization is coming to the practice, it coming to the Zen practice to solve the birth and death. So that's is the true Dharma realization. So right now we run out of time. So thank you everyone. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.